Koch, and we are back. Yes, yes, we are back for another profound professional episode. We have been running this show for more than 7 years. Industry experts from all over the world. These people, they help you improve your personal life. They help you grow your business. They help you have and be the best version of you. And today, our guest is not going to disappoint you, as Michelle, is going to help you reignite your passion for fitness. And this is all while having a thriving business and reclaiming the life you envision so that you can do the happy dance because, oh yeah, a little bit of happy dance because I love a little happy dance. You got to do the happy dance more often. What's going on? If you're not healthy and fit, you can't do the dance. All right, welcome, Michelle.
Thank you, and I love it. Thank you for actually doing, because I do the happy dance as well. You're the first person I've talked to that actually did a dance, so I love it. I love it, Jessica. That's wonderful. Thrilled to be with you here today.
Awesome. So, okay, let's just be real. Let's say it. I'm going to tell you, there's a lot of fitness, health coaches, health solutions, health pills, health diets, workout gyms. Why do we need Michelle?
And I am not a fitness guru. I will say that. Fitness has been the key in my life, health, wellness, fitness, and that's made me what I call a tenacious leader. And that's the focus that I come at it from a business perspective of how fitness can help you. And I have different practitioners that I've worked with that I recommend people to if needed, but I have not a lot of knowledge because I've been on this earth circling around a few times.
I love that, because truthfully, I think one of the number one things you get as you become, you're building your muscles, you're making that extra effort, spending that extra time on yourself, besides having like this clearer head, you also get this boost of confidence. Like, oh yeah, I just did 10 more reps than I did yesterday. I now can conquer the world. So, and that confidence spills over in every aspect of your life, including in the success of your career, your business, even the success of your relationships, how you show up in your relationships, how you speak to and how you treat others.
Absolutely.
So there's just so many aspects of fitness people don't talk about or don't think about. And I love that you're igniting that passion again in people to get some dedication, get it together already, go for a walk, go outside. Man, if you're me, you're in my kayak. I love the kayak. Do something that lights you up like a Christmas tree that is also physically moving and active, even if it's just dancing with your kid in the living room. There doesn't have to be music, just saying. All right. There should be music. There could be music. Music should be all over our world. But if there isn't music, just dance anyway. Just dance
we get the music in our heads.
That's
and it really is. So you've heard, Jessica, with people say, oh, I used to be fit before I got married, or I was fit back in high school, or before I had kids, or before I was working so much. There's a lot of excuses that we use to give us a reason not to be fit and not to eat well, right? And as you said, if we don't take care and do something, first of all, you feel great when you're doing something fitness wise. You said it gives you that extra boost. We walk that inch taller, but it also allows you to be in your business and doing things for your business and your family and your life. It helps with all of those. And that's what my fitness through my entire life has taught me and shown me. Get through those different things that have happened. I broke both wrists, Jessica, starting my consulting business after being in corporate for 35 years, both wrists just before starting my business at the same time.
That's a very talented you accomplished there.
Absolutely.
That's pretty impressive. So if someone comes to you, you said you're not like the fitness expert. So what exactly are they going to get? So what's going to be their experience? Is this a one-on-one? Is it a group session? And what is like their end transformation that they get from you?
Well, and that's a great question. I'm typically working with business owners who are still doing a lot of things themselves. So they may even have a team. I remember talking to one very accomplished owner that has a team, yet things were still coming across her desk and she was touching everything. And they don't necessarily know how to or let themselves let go and delegate. And so we start to look at what are your systems and processes, your standard operating procedures, SOPs that you have set up to be able to have others do things. That's the first one. And then we also look at how are you managing your day? How are you dealing with things that come into your day and your calendar and your meetings, and you've got to pick up the kids, got to do this. If you're working from home, it's even more challenging because you have to integrate that work-life situation. And then as well, then what are you doing to take care of yourself? That fitness that we were just talking about. How, if it starts with walking, might be as you said, kayaking. For me, I do boxing class, I do yoga, I do workout classes, but I also play tennis and I snowboard and ski. And I don't do my workouts are in the morning, but I don't snowboard and ski at 6 a.m. So you work it into your life, whatever it works for you. But I look at that with my clients to say, and it could be one-on-one or group, I do both. But I look at it to say, okay, where are you in those areas to start with? And what do we need to work on to be able to get you?
Interesting that you start with the outsourcing, the systems and the process, because you don't know this probably, but I'm like the outsource queen. So we have a virtual assistant membership program as part of our company that I don't even normally talk about during the podcast because people know who I am and what we do. So we focus on our guests. But yeah, we have the VA program. I have an online course on how you get a team and how you start one and how all the things. So I love that you take that approach. And man, we're going to be totally collaborating so much more.
Yes, absolutely.
I'm super glad you jumped on our show. Look at that. It happened live right before your eyes. A collaboration formed totally to both of our surprises. You are getting the real reality show right now. That just happened. All right. So how about a tip? A tip that someone could do today that is going to improve their life or reignite their passion for fitness.
So a tip. So you heard me. I just mentioned the individual that I was working with that was doing everything themselves, even when they had a team. So one of the things we looked at, and I've done this with others because it's amazing how entrepreneurs and business owners don't always think of this, is have office hours. So have time blocked in your calendar, and you can look at it two ways. You can look at, here's the time between 8 and 10 when nobody can bother me. Or you can say, here's the time between 8 and 10 when I can accept meetings, whether it's clients or internal, external. And when you set those office hours for your team, if you have a team, or as you establish a team, because you're going to need to outsource and do that, you say, okay, if you're coming to me with a problem, you have to, first of all, if it's outside office hours, then is it an emergency? They have to ask themselves. And if it isn't, then it can wait till the time they're supposed to come to you. And when they do come to you, they have to come with 2, preferably 3 solutions. Now, you may not use those solutions, but what that does is it starts to get your team thinking about, I don't necessarily need to ask Jessica this. We could solve this ourselves by doing X, right? Or I can ask Jessica, but I don't need to bother her right now. I can send her a message. I can wait till our office hours and I can suggest we'll do this and this. So it really gets them thinking, and it takes away from interruptions. It takes us, I believe the stat is 25, 30 minutes to get back to what we're doing when we're interrupted. So if you implement office hours, solutions coming to you, and not bringing things outside that timing unless it's an emergency, you'd be amazed at how that will transform what your day looks like and how it feels.
Well, and if you have a team like I do, we have about 100 VAs globally that support our clients. I have about 5 people that are on our main management level. And, the rule is, so I love that you said an emergency, and this is a great tip, but I'm going to take it a little bit further of define what the different potential opportunities are that they would feel it's an emergency, so that you're on the same page of what equals an emergency, right? And this way they're not coming to you when it really is an emergency based on what I think is emergency versus, well, that client of ours can wait to solve that problem. I won't bother Jessica now. No, a client need it qualifies as an emergency. Now, the other thing I'd say is, I talked about that layer of management I have. At least find one person that there's at least one main person on my company that no one's allowed to send me a message that doesn't include that person, because when they ask the question, often that other person can answer it for me.
Can answer it for
Right.
them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
and then I also have a group where they're all pulled together and they're supposed to ask the group first before they come
Right.
to me. They're also supposed to ask their peers inside the company, because a lot of them will have access to something or know the solution or have come up with it before and they already know the answer. So,
Yes.
yeah.
And
So,
that's the expanded tip, exactly, is what is the emergency? You define it, because it will be different depending on, and some clients, everything's an emergency. So as you said, with a client, it depends sometimes on the client. But yes, you'd have to define that emergency. And then also when you have layers, a lot of times entrepreneurs won't have layers yet. So what I gave is more for when you don't have, but once you get layers, you do want to be once removed from everything, at least from everything coming to you. So I love what you added there.
Yeah, absolutely. Love, love, love that tip. Okay. One of the other reasons we started this years ago was so that we can not just bring the talents and passion of amazing people to all the other amazing people out there. Yes, that's you listening and watching, but also to share causes that our guests care about. Because guess what? When you hit that share button, you might be helping someone. Someone might get to watch this show, learn about a cause they didn't know existed, and it gets to help them or someone they know. And I just feel like that is the definition of the brilliance of a ripple effect, right? Making all of those
Absolutely.
wonderful things sing and come together and truly, truly happen. So, what's a cause that you care about, Michelle?
Yes, and I mentioned one too. I'm going to kind of combine two because they both deal with Africa. So Africa has a huge youth unemployment situation, and part of that is education on the way up. And that side of it, I'm part of a group called Link Foundation, LY2NK, as how you spell link, and that's leaders yielding to new knowledge is what that stands for. And we manage a school in Liberia, West Africa. And that's so from kindergarten to grade 6, and we'll eventually have 7 to 12 as well. So that's education at the earlier stages. And my brother's team of workers, which he calls apprentices, are youth in Africa. So these are two ones who some have gone through school, some have not, but he provides them and teaches them skills based. Digital Samurai is the name of his company. And he focuses on his martial arts background and teaches them skills with some samurai elements in there of dedication and following what you're told and all of this. And his process allows them to learn skills that they can then do things for clients and learn and get jobs or get jobs with us, but also make money for their families and themselves, which is lovely. So both touching on that training, learning, education piece. So I love it.
That is beautiful. And from education, we're going to go to my other favorite segment. I just like all the parts of my show, don't I? We are going to talk about books because we're building the ultimate book list. We are working towards 1,000 industry experts, and they'll have over 1,000 books they've recommended over all the years. And we're putting that together in a great ebook for you so that you can flip through and pick some amazing books to help expand your world. And Michelle is not going to disappoint us, are you, Michelle? You're going to share a book with us. What book do you have?
I am. And I loved Matthew McConaughey's Green Lights. And it really speaks to his life. And we know him as an actor, but he really gives you some different elements of his life. And he looks at things that go well and you're moving forward, and that's a green light. And then, of course, you got the red lights that stop you. So if you haven't read his book yet, great book, easy read as well. I actually did the audiobook. So if you want to hear, and I believe he was the voice. So that's also nice.
That's awesome. Yeah, I love it when the author is the voice. I do a lot of audiobooks. I also do a lot of the traditional. I know I'm killing a tree, but I like paper books. Don't hold it against me. I'll plant another one.
Some
But
people
yeah,
like that tactile
yes, I
turning the
really
pages.
do. I really do. So I listen to a lot of audio as well, though. I'm love that as well. So
Nice.
How about you? Are you an author? Have you written a book? Are you writing a book? What's happening in the world of books for Michelle?
For years I've had some people tell me I should write a book, and there's a number of things in my background that I haven't opened up about. And last year I was part of a collaborative book called Uncovered, Extraordinary Women 2021 and Beyond. And they left that title, even though it was launched earlier this year, sorry, is when it was actually launched, because we've all seen changes from 2021 and beyond.
Of course.
And that chapter for me, it was collaboration of 22 authors. And that chapter actually was the start leading into my own book, which will come out probably next year. And then my twin brother will probably do a book after that. And then a collaborative book between the two of us to follow that. So
the twins.
there's a plan.
That sounds fun. I love the book plan. You got to have a plan. You start there and then things happen. Plan. So I hope you've enjoyed being on the show as much as
great.
I have loved having you. And if you're out there, and I know you are, and you're an industry expert and you can help someone improve someone's life or grow someone's business, then we would love to have you on the show. Or be kind, be generous. Think of someone you know that really should be here, sharing their brilliance with the world. Hook us up, connect us, let us know who they are. You could be their hero and ours, and we will feature them gladly. Now, before we say goodbye, you need to remember sharing. That's the way you love us. Share, comment, like. That's not just the way you love us. Actually, that's how you love others, because that ripple effect is a real thing. Yeah, it's the real stuff. So you want to make sure you push that share button. Now, before we go, we are not going to let Michelle leave without one last piece of information or inspiration. Inspire us, Michelle. What do you have?
Well, I'll give your audience something to think about, Jessica. Ask yourself, can I go away from my business for a week, a day, a month, and my business still runs without me or in spite of me? And if the answer is yes, congratulations. But if the answer is no, then you need to have your IP, your intellectual property, set up so you have recurring revenue that makes you money while you sleep, and you have a team that's able to do things while you're away. That's where you want to get your business to. Let's help you get there.
Michelle speaks my language. Reach out to her, find her. All her information will be in the description wherever you find this. This is the real stuff. This is the real goal. It's like a business ATM. It runs without you. You just pull the money out. It's beautiful. It's wonderful. It's possible. You can do it. Michelle can help. All right, everyone. That's a wrap. You know, I'm the host of Profound Professionals. This has been another great show. Jessica Koch is saying goodbye to you now. Oh, that is so annoying. I mean, that's me, your host. Jessica Koch is saying goodbye to you and saying, you know what? Be kind to yourself and be kind to each other. Bye, everybody.
Bye.